Hello, my people. Hello, Africa. Good day to you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time zone you're listening to this, thank you for your attention. Thank you for joining me on today's episode of Daily Mind Shift. We've been speaking about habits to unlearn, and I believe you've been listening and you've been going through all the daily podcasts that I've been recording for the past 2, 3, 4, 5 days thereabout. And I want to believe also that you've been unlearning those habits, you've been incorporating the new habits into your daily routine. My name is Michael Ojola for Mindset Transformation Africa. And on today's episode of Daily Mind Shift, we will talk about one more habit, and that is the habit of giving silent treatment. Another habit to unlearn today is the habit of giving the silent treatment. And this happens a lot in relationships. And do not limit this the word relationship to romantic relationship alone. But this particular silent treatment thing is around romantic relationship, but it involves every relationship. There are silent treatment between your father and you. There are silent treatment between your father and your mother, between parents to children, between siblings, between colleagues at work, between employer to employee, employee to employer, and all forms of human relationship. We can find this bad attitude and bad habit of silent treatment there. And in general, the silent treatment, in my own opinion, in my own understanding, is a form of manipulation. All right, it is a manipulation tactic that can leave important issues of a relationship unsolved. It can leave important issues in any form of relationship you find yourself unsolved, because you guys are not talking, you're not discussing things, you are not being uncomfortable with truth. You guys are not leaving everything on the table to talk about. So it's a partner or both enter the silent treatment mode in form of manipulation. I believe it's a manipulation tactic for the person using it not to be able to face any form of truth or not to be able to discuss uncomfortable subjects. It can leave the partner in the relationship, it can leave you on the receiving end of feeling unloved, worthless, hurt, confused, sometimes frustrated, sometimes angry, and most importantly, you feel unimportant. So it's important for any form of relationship that you have, from friendship to romantic relationship to parental to siblings to work. Silent treatment is a bad habit that you, if you are practicing, need to unlearn. I tell people that if you give me silent treatment, just make sure that we resolve it fast, all right? Because the moment I start my own, I might make it permanent. That's my own style. It's not silent treatment when it is permanent. It is me telling myself that it's enough, we are no more discussing, and we are done. Relationship wise, we are done. We don't even need to discuss anything between each other, all right? So it's important that you don't try using silent treatment to get your way with a person like me, because my grace is limited. The moment I try once, twice, 3, 4 times, and I see that, oh, I think this is your way of trying to manipulate me, I will go the route and take it on. And the moment I take the silent treatment on, I make it most times permanent. So it's a habit that we need to unlearn for us to have healthy relationship. For you to be able to have good working relationship with people, silent treatment is not a way out. For you to be able to have good romantic relationship with people, silent treatment is not a way out. For you siblings to be together, work together, love and like each other, issues are to be discussed. You need to be able to be comfortable with uncomfortable discussions. It's important, because most times the reason why people default to silent treatment, to silent treatment, is because they are not comfortable discussing uncomfortable things. Do you understand? So one of the ways that I believe we can unlearn this bad habit is to identify and name the situation. The subject that is causing you not to want to talk to your partner, you need to identify it and speak about it. Naming the situation will shame the situation. And the moment you can identify the situation and you name it, you've started on the path. You've started on the path to eradicate the silent treatment, because most times, like I said before, the reason why people default to silent treatment is because they are not comfortable discussing some situations. They don't just want to address those issues. They don't want to say, okay, this is how you are making me feel. They don't want to confront their partners in anything. They just want to default to what they are comfortable with. I won't talk about it, and they go silent days, weeks, and some people do months, and some people do years. So it's a bad habit that I will advise that first thing you do is to name the situation. All right, name the situation. Another thing I will advise you do is to personalize the issue. Personalize it yourself. Do you understand? Personalize what you're trying to discuss. Use I statement. I feel you are not taking me seriously. I feel the need to tell you this. I feel you are disrespecting me whenever you say this, say that. I feel. So when you personalize things like that, you are eradicating the chance to default into silent treatment. You're trying to cancel that bad habit of silent treatment, rather than you going to rather than you being and becoming silent. You personalize the situation, because the situation that you are not trying to discuss is affecting you. Do you understand? And when you personalize that silent statement, you can go further and acknowledge the other person's feelings. That's one way for you to dissolve the silent treatment. If someone accuses you of something, like, I feel disrespected whenever you use this type of words when we are discussing, you can respond by saying, I acknowledge how you feel. I don't mean to disrespect you, but I acknowledge the fact that you feel disrespected, even though that's not my intention. This is what I wanted to say. This is what I wanted to say. Before you know it, communication is flowing. Do you understand? Communication is flowing. It's going back and forth like that. And you can also diffuse the situation by apologizing for the words or the actions that has been carried out. The words you use, be specific. This particular word I used that made you feel disrespected, this is what I mean. I never meant it. I apologize for that. This action, the reason why I came late is because of this, and this, and I will try my best next time not to come late. Apologize for the actions. The way I shouted at you is not good. I don't personally also like shouting, and I know it made you feel demeaned. Apologize for the actions. And you don't need to go through the silent treatment when you can just take time off. Just go and cool off and talk to your partner, whether romantic or your friend or your parents or your colleagues at work. Just tell them that, okay, can we discuss this tomorrow? And make sure you do discuss it tomorrow. See, when I say silent treatment, I mean that long format. The ones that will go for months, for weeks. Silent treatment for a day is okay. For you to cool off for a day and then arrange the time for you to resolve the issue is still okay. Do you understand? So you can take time off. Say, okay, give me 2 days to think about it. Then we'll come back 2 days and we'll talk about this. And after 2 days, you come back together and you talk about it. Do you understand? You come back together and you talk about it. That's one way for you to move ahead in any form of relationship that you are in, that this particular bad habit is destroying. That's one way for you to move ahead, discuss the issue. And finally, avoid unhelpful responses. Avoid unhelpful response. Anything, before you say anything, think about it very well. All right. Before you open your mouth to say something, before you take your phone and call and say something, before you send that particular SMS or mail, think about it so that you know, okay, will this response help the situation? Will this response help the situation? Will this response be helpful to the other party, to myself, to both of us? Is this going to lead to a win-win situation? So those are ways for you to unlearn the habit of silent treatment. Go through this episode one more time and pick 1 or 2 things that you can implement immediately. Thank you for listening, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.